Hello everybody, welcome to sample question 1 on Quebec immigration as it relates to your upcoming ICCRC exam. So I put this picture as the cover here because I think a lot of you are in this position where you're juggling your family and work, and if you have a little baby, well, I know it's extra hard. So congratulations, thanks for trusting us with your time. I know you don't have much time, and this lesson is going to be really quick, so let's work through this one together because I know you only have a few minutes until the kids wake up. All right, and here is your question. So let's begin. Your timer has already started. All right, good job. So if you chose an answer already, that's fantastic. Now let's see if it is the correct answer. So when we dig into this question here, it's really asking us this. Is Quebec select an aspiring immigrant for CSQ if the person is likely to be deemed inadmissible by the IRCC? And it's really about this. Although the answers will have other little portions of maybe more general immigration that we will take a look at. So let's start with B. Now B says there was an error by the Quebec immigration authorities because a CSQ can never be issued to a person who does not have prior clearance from the IRCC. Well, is this true? We're talking about it first, so you probably know that it's not. And even being true doesn't really make it the right answer, right? Is it the correct answer, really? That's what we're thinking of. With our concise version of the Quebec-Canada Accord, we saw that really Quebec handles their own selection. The federal government, the IRCC, does inadmissibility. But who does what first? So what's the order of this? Well, we saw this in the lesson, right? When we took a look at the steps that a person goes through in immigration. So Quebec goes first and then the federal portion. So Quebec might not really know if a person is inadmissible. There's no overlap between the two powers anyways, right? So Quebec would not take a look at the admissibility of a person in their portion of the work, I guess we could call it, which means B is impossible. All right, for D, if Quebec selects an applicant for a CSQ who's inadmissible, this part here. So with this one, you were probably kind of scratching your head, and it seems kind of interesting and confusing, and that's the way that this question was designed. So I designed this exact question so you're kind of like this guy where it's so confusing that for some people you might think this one is so confusing that it has to be right. Well, no, it's not. Again, refer to that idea that Quebec does selection, feds do admissibility, and there's no overlap. So with this one here, Quebec would not assume responsibility for a person, etc., etc., etc. All right, for A, if Quebec selects an applicant for CSQ who winds up being deemed inadmissible, he can go to Quebec to obtain PR, but would not be able to travel outside of Quebec until he gains citizenship. Now, this goes to a bit of a more general concept even, and that's the Canadian Charter. So remember, a PR has almost the exact same rights as other Canadians, including citizens. That would include, of course, mobility rights. So a person would not be able to obtain PR and then not be able to go outside of a country, right? There is, of course, that little question within intent for PMPs, for Quebec as well, but this isn't really touching upon a person moving out of the province or anything like that. All right, if you chose this, you did it. Congratulations. If you chose this in under a minute, well, double congratulations. I'm sending you a virtual high five. Good job. And of course, I think you know why this is the correct answer. It's because it's pretty much a paraphrase of the idea that we discussed, that Quebec does selection, federal government does admissibility. All right, everybody. So I was trying to keep this question at about 5 minutes, but we're about a minute over. But that's okay, because we had fun. Now we're going to continue on with, of course, learning about Quebec, seeing how Quebec immigration can play a role in your ICCRC exam. But beyond this, I mean, if you're joining us for the seminars, if you are a client for the simulations and the other lessons, or even later on for our startup package, perfect. I mean, we're going to be working together quite a bit, and I look forward to it.